Got about 9 minutes until we go with the live road show. So if you're tuning in to us, enjoy some music and everything in the background for a little bit. We got, like I said, we got about 9 minutes, so we're going to kick this off. See you guys soon. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't nobody that can make us feel this way. We've got about 5 minutes until we start this road show. So get yourself a cup of coffee, grab yourself a breakfast donut, have a seat, and join us in about 5 minutes. We'll go live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Russell Gray and the entire Air Force School team here, ready to answer some questions for you today, give you a brief overview about how the Air Force School program works and some things that may be coming down the pipeline your way. So if you're able to log in with us, please do. Shoot messages down in the comment box below. This is your Air Force School team right now. We don't have Sergeant Rogers on there, but we'll make sure we get an updated picture with her on there pretty soon. But this is your current Air Force School team. See, there's our information right there. And if you're following us on Facebook, then you already liked and followed us. But hey, check us out on LinkedIn as well, as you can find out some great information about the program on that site as well. So looking over the last couple of years, why is Air Force School important? Well, in FY11, you see that number, that $1 billion, and all the way up to FY16 to $310 million. That's the amount of money that was paid for unemployment for veterans in those years. Veterans alone. That's a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. Why is that? Simply put, employers have no idea what it is that we do. We work on the same type of aircraft parts. We work in the same type of dining facilities. We do the same things, but at the end of the day, they don't understand what it is that we put on our resumes. So we're going to try to help make that a little simpler for them. And we're going to start that out by pushing us out with getting information to the field in ways that people understand us. They recognize us through the Air Force Sergeants Association magazine and a few other spots that we've linked to. So when the program first started, we said, you know, we were doing good in Alabama, had some close friends here in Alabama that we were working with, but kind of got to thinking, not everybody's going to want to retire in the state of Alabama. So we had to go and get some bigger friends like Delta, GE, Rolls-Royce, Microsoft, FedEx, just to name a few of them. And those companies said, you know what? We like not only what the Air Force, but what DOD is doing all the way around with providing this service for their military members. So if you guys can make sure that they have what they need before they leave the service, we can help make sure those individuals are employed. We said we accept that challenge, but what questions do you have of us? And they gave us 4 key things to lock in on. 1, they need some help identifying and reaching out to qualified veterans. They also need information on how the skills that they're taught in the military map to what their civilian counterparts are being taught. They need programs to help those skill sets transition from the military to the civilian sector. And of course, finally, we need to help our military veterans become a part of civilian culture. We took that challenge. We said, you know what? We can do that. We can help our military members. We can get this done. So the Air Force said, we're going to do this through our military life cycle. If that's something you guys haven't heard of before, the military life cycle is what you use from the time you come into the military, from basic training, all the way up where you receive that retirement certificate at the very end. It's everything that you should be doing throughout your entire military career. You'll see here, Air Force School is plastered all the way around there. Why? Because we don't want you to get your credential when you're leaving the service. We want you to get your certification or licensure while you're early in your service, so you can exercise that credential or licensure. That way, when it comes time for you to sit before an employer and they say, why should I hire you? Not only have you served in the world's greatest Air Force, but you also have the civilian industry credentials and licensures that they're needing, and you have exercised those credentials and licensures for X amount of years. It makes you an asset on day one. So how does this process work? 6 easy steps. For those of you who've never been out to the AFVEC site, that's your Air Force Virtual Education Center site. You're going to log on to there, and you're going to make sure you select the button up at the top that says Air Force School. It'll open up a list of credentials that are approved for your AFSC. You'll have a check mark that says Air Force School eligible. You'll find the one that interests you the most and that you're most eligible for. You'll select that credential, and it'll go to your supervisor for approval. I'll go through a few of the requirements that your supervisor needs to go over here in just a few minutes. But while your supervisor is approving, this is a good time for you to reach out to that agency that you're looking at testing with and have them provide you with some information as far as how much the course costs, where the course is located, who needs to be paid, how to pay them. So you can upload that to your supporting documentation underneath your educational goal. Next, after your supervisor is approved, you're going to start your funding request. To go back through your supervisor again, it comes to us over at the CPO. We verify that everything is good to go. If it is, we send it to our purchasing agent. who are more than happy to take their credit cards out, make that payment on your behalf, and send you on your way. They will shoot you a message and let you know, hey, you're paid for it, you're ready to go. Go make this happen. You go take your test, pass or fail, you send us your grade. We put it in the system, close it out, you're ready to start your next credential or license. So, like I said, I was going to get back to the supervisor message there. Some of the things the supervisors are required, making sure that you have that current passing PT test, that you're not on a UIF or control roster, you don't have a referral EPR. If you're Guard or Reserve, you have to be on Title 10 or Title 32 502F orders. That's your activated federal status orders. We are working with the Guard and Reserve Bureau right now to try to get that fixed to where our traditional Guard and Reserve members can utilize the program when they're not on these statuses. But for right now, you have to be on Title 10 or Title 32. And you have to complete the credential or licensure while you're on active duty status. So, what's some of the things that are new with the Air Force Cool program? We separated your funding request options between study materials and exams. If you're looking to do a preparatory course or receive study materials ahead of time, select the study material option for funding request first, and then select the option for exam. Don't do it the other way or the system won't allow you to go forward. If you're within 180 days of separation or retirement, you may notice that the system is going to give you a message that tells you that you cannot proceed forward. As of right now, we can manually input you in the system to let you go ahead and take a course if you're within 180 days. However, our new AFI is due to hit the streets here very soon. As soon as that AFI hits the streets, anyone within 180 days of separation or retirement will not be allowed to utilize the Air Force Cool program. Sorry, use it early, ladies and gentlemen. We got to make sure we get this done sooner than later. Of course, you see us right now on Facebook if you're following us live. If not, you're going to watch it later. Hey, you're still with us on Facebook. Also, make sure you click in and like us on LinkedIn as we provide information on that site. See a little bit of the numbers there that we have. That's from March of 2018. You see we did about 8,000 educational goals, about 8,200 of those completed with 4,700 of those has passed. The number's a little bit higher now. We've done a little bit better this year. We're excited about how this program is going and how people are utilizing the program. Another thing that's coming out with the new AFI is going to be the recoupment of funds. Like I said before, pass or fail, you do not have to pay anything back. However, if you don't turn your grades into the program, we have to come hunt you down, and you don't provide us those grades. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? DFAS is going to pull that money back out of your check. What's the quickest way to keep that from happening? Send us your grades. So, who's eligible to utilize the Air Force Cool program? Your active Guard and Reserve enlisted members on Title 10 and Title 32 502F orders are eligible to utilize the Air Force Cool program. We're going to provide you with $4,500 as a lifetime cap. That's for the life of your career. You get $4,500. With that cap, we're going to pay for civilian industry credentials and licensures, preparatory courses, study materials, books, recertification fees, admin fees, application fees. But we're not going to pay for things like your TDY travel expenses. We don't pay for laptops, tablets, hardware items like that, phone apps, and we don't pay for membership fees. When you start a funding request, the system's not going to let you start a funding request any earlier than 7 days and any later than 45 days. So give yourself a good 30-day buffer when you're looking to start your credential from the time it's paid. You want to make sure that if you're doing a study material request, it allows you up to 60 days to put in for that study material before the system will start pinging you and asking you for an exam. You'll do your exam funding request, and you have up to 120 days to complete the exam. If you run into issues or you have an exam where the certification body allows you longer to test, you can contact the Air Force School CPO at 334-649-5115, and we'll be more than happy to help you extend that date on a case-by-case basis. Now, I already briefed on the 180 days. Like I said, as of right now, you can utilize the Air Force Cool program, and we can put it in for you manually. However, Once the new AFI drops and hits the street, that will no longer be the case. 180 days out from separation or retirement, the Air Force School Program will be shut off for you. Can you do multiple funding requests? You can do one funding request per category. If you're doing a leadership and management for those who are E7 and above, and then your career field credential, you can do one of those at a time. You can't do more than one at a time, as the system will block you out and it's looking for grades for the previous. So make sure you plan accordingly on the ones that you want to accomplish. Where do you find out, get information to take the prep courses and study material? Many of the credentialing agencies that you go through offer information on their sites for where you can test and if they offer study material. But if they don't, go to Google, type it in, see what's local in your area, see what type of study material you can find. Even if you find books on Amazon, Air Force School can pay for those. We just need you to add that in your supporting documentation so we can verify and make the payment on your behalf. Like I said before, in fact, we will start recuperating the money. So what's the best way to keep that from happening? Easy. You're going to have three options provided: us.af.gov